Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are teaching you how to make more weaponry, because that's totally a good thing. Anyways, so yeah, this is just a random logic idea I came up with, and yeah, it should be a quick little tutorial. So it should be fun. Anyways, thanks to Mockhaven, Captain Echo, and Scrapman for the inspiration. Yeah. But basically, what is this? Well, we can designate a target at a certain distance with that sensor, and then we can store that value in an accumulator, and then we can have a NOR gate or something to then trigger the accumulator to count down, and then after a certain distance or a certain time, basically, it will explode. That's all it is, and it's pretty simple, but it's fun. It's basically like programmable airburst stuff. It's like I can lock onto that target, and then I can aim a bit to the side. Now this version explodes slightly after the target, because this is supposed to embed itself in the target and then explode behind the target with that dynamite piece. But yeah, basically, yeah, let me see what it does. And now I can teach you how to build it. Simple enough. So first, projectile. If the speed is consistent, it's good, because constant speed means it works, basically. We want the speed to be constant, or as close as constant as we can. So for that, I'm just going to use a speed sensor. The accumulator's down here, speed sensor's here. That's just triggering this. It's like a max speed of 150. Yeah, and I'm launching it with tractor beams. And otherwise, all it is really, this is set to measurement. You have a distance sensor set to measurement. You can aim wherever. So I can aim here, and I can see that it's triggering. So there we go. Then that connects into this aggregate block set to product. We're using this so that we can use it as an AND gate, basically, where I have another input going also into that aggregate block. And that way, whenever I click this input, it's set to a duration of 0.1 seconds. So it'll feed this number for 0.1 seconds into the accumulator. Except instead of connecting directly into the accumulator, we're going to send it through an arithmetic block set to multiply, so that we can tweak the constant depending on what your missile is. This is definitely going to need tuning, but you can like start off with this as a baseline, I guess. So yeah, that's all this is really. So sensor, it detects the target. You press your button to program the munition, and then you have a duration that's very limited. Smaller duration, technically the better, I guess, but we can only make it so small because then you have to multiply it to fix that. I guess I can make this much smaller if I wanted to, considering I'm multiplying by 0.17 to make it smaller. So yeah, send it to a product through something to multiply it to adjust the value, and then straight into the accumulator. Accumulator, these are the settings. 0.03 as the minimum, because I'll explain that later. Maximum of whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. Just set max to max. And then you connect that into your comparison. Comparison checks whenever it's less than negative 0.02, and that explodes. Now, you also have a NOR gate on this build itself that's going to the accumulator. So the way this works is your NOR gate is turned off when it's connected to your build through another NOR gate. But then as soon as you launch, that NOR gate gets activated because this one's not disabling it anymore. And then once that's active, it's going to count down on the accumulator until it explodes. Now, the whole disabling thing, where we use another NOR gate to disable the first one, that takes a tiny bit, like 1 game, like game tick kind of basically to do, which is why we have this set to negative 0.03, because whenever you spawn it in, it's going to be at negative 0.02. You can see how that's a bit negative. That's all that is. And that's why this is set to threshold below negative 0.02. Yeah, it's a tiny amount, but it's just we need that because the NOR gate takes a tiny bit to actually disable itself. And that's pretty much it. The NOR gate's also connected to propeller. I can probably upload this blueprint to the workshop if you guys want to look at it, but that's basically how you make this. And then you can just like trigger when we're actually aiming at it, and then fire. Amazing. that's it for today's video. It's very short. But I hope you guys found it enjoying. It's just a tiny logic build, I guess. Alright, see ya. Bye.